This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
Are you a songwriter? Are you looking to turn your songwriting passion into a full-time gig? Whether you are just at the start of your songwriting journey or a seasoned industry professional, this show is made for you. Welcome to The Songwriter Show, bringing together songwriting news, interviews, and community. Now, welcome your host, Sarantos.
Thank you so much for tuning in and welcome back to The Songwriter Show, right here on Reality Radio 101. I'm your host, Sarantos, a solo music artist who's been writing lyrics for as long as I can remember. Words just mean everything to me, and that's why I love hosting this show for you every single Tuesday evening. I believe in my heart that every song is a story. Tonight, I'm so excited to have on the show Callum, dedicated artist that's shown a combination of skill, natural talent, and drive that is like no other. She's been singing since she was in the crib, which is how she has been able to develop the vocal control that she wields from such a young age.
And now, welcome this week's special guest.
Welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. So you were singing in the crib, huh?
I was apparently, yeah.
All right. So who do we have to blame for that?
My grandfather.
Grandfather? Okay. That's awesome.
100%. My mom and my grandfather, but mainly him. He was playing some Frank Sinatra, which is very good.
You can't go wrong with Frank, for sure.
Absolutely not.
So it seems like you're kind of comfortable on stage, huh?
Yeah. It took me a minute to get there, though, but yeah.
What is the funnest thing about the stage for you?
This sounds kind of weird, but the best thing about being on stage is not being present in the moment. You just kind of like go somewhere else, if that makes sense.
No, it totally makes sense. And do you find yourself, it's almost like you're in the groove, right? Everything is just blurs and you're just out there belting and singing and you don't think, right?
No, I try not to, at least, because when I'm on stage and I think about like what I'm gonna do in the next few seconds or the next couple minutes or what I'm gonna do from an hour from now, it kind of like messes things up and it like kind of like gets me in my own head. So the more that I don't think about what I'm doing, the better it is.
Yeah, for sure. So do you play any instruments?
I do. I play guitar, piano, and ukulele.
Okay. So the ukulele is kind of cool. I dabbled in that a little bit. Do you play it for real? Like, are you good at it? Or are you just like me screwing around on it?
Yeah, I started out on guitar, but then all I would play was ukulele for a while.
Okay, that's cool. So tell us about your songwriting process. How do you figure out a song?
Usually, the majority of the time when I write a song, I get like this very strong, like it feels like I have to throw up almost. And I sit down on my bed in the dark. The best writing comes from when I'm sitting in the dark and in my room.
Yeah.
And I start with a melody on guitar and chords, and then it takes like 5 minutes, and then the words just like come right out. The quickest I've written a song is like 15 minutes, 20 minutes.
Okay.
But yeah, it feels like I have a feeling that I need to throw up, and then I just go write a song.
Okay, well, we won't hold that against you, so that's that's fine. You don't have to be more graphic and tell us what exactly you're throwing up, but when you write a song, what happens next for you?
It's kind of like a a process of the emotions that I was feeling, or the emotions that led me to write the song in the first place. So it's kind of just like I process what I needed to, and then I'll be like, wow, this song is kind of cool, and then I just take it to my manager and we record it.
Tell us a little bit about your inspiration. Like there must be someone musically that kind of inspired you.
Yeah, Phineas O'Connell actually is like one of my biggest inspirations. Him and Billie Eilish have always been very big, but I really connect with Phineas and his genius abilities with music.
Absolutely. His sound design is crazy.
Yeah, he's absolutely phenomenal.
Tell us a little bit about, for people that don't know you, how would you describe your style?
Ooh, that's a good question. My style, a lot of people say that it's very like Billie Eilish or Halsey or those type of like alternative people that create their own box. I would definitely say that that's more my style of music. It's very much, I do take inspiration from other artists, but it's very much like I create my own genre. It's very jazzy, kind of like alternative folk and rock. So it's kind of like all of those genres put together. So if you're looking for something new, then definitely check out my music.
Okay. What's the most interesting thing you've read in the last week?
Oh, oh my gosh. Honestly, I'm not sure. I've never been asked that before. That's a good question.
All right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of like a quote or something, but I can't.
Hey, no worries. I'm not trying to stump you. I'm just trying to be annoying. Uh, so, is there some ridiculous thing that somebody once tricked you into doing or believing that you care to admit on the air tonight?
Yeah, actually, that they loved me. That's a big one
Yeah.
because I'm very much a person that will give anybody the opportunity and the benefit of the doubt if I have very strong emotions for them or feelings. And I never give anybody the benefit of the doubt, like ever, if I don't have strong feelings or emotions for them, which is rude sometimes, but it's business.
Yeah.
But yeah, that they loved me.
Okay. What is the most useless talent that you have?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that I can burp on command. Is that even a
Okay.
talent?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Care to demonstrate?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Putting
I
you on
can
the
like
spot now.
I can like continuously burp. So I don't even know if you're gonna be able to hear it, but
All right. Well, we'll pretend. We'll edit it in. Oh, there you go. Wow.
yeah,
Interesting. All right. Well, I don't know if that's useless. When you're on the big screen one day or something, I mean, I think that could have some nice timing to it.
maybe, yeah.
Yeah. So, for someone your age, you've accomplished a lot, but if you could give some advice to someone else, that's 12 or 14 or 16, what advice would you give them to not see them make a mistake that maybe you made or that most people make?
Don't trust everybody and don't give them the benefit of the doubt. Don't trust anybody. You really have to, in this business especially, you really have to become attuned to the people that you're working with and the people that will talk you up to your face. Like you really have to be aware of the people that are around you because not everybody is going to be on board with you. They might be like that to your face, but when you walk out of the room, what are they saying? And when you're not there, what are their intentions? Even when you are there with them, what are their intentions with you? It's easy to figure that out by being aware of them and what they're saying and what they're doing. But it's just don't trust everybody that you meet and everybody that sweet talks you.
Yeah, I think that's very solid advice. So, tell us about this song that we're going to listen. What inspired it?
So we were actually, when we wrote the song, it was like a 24-hour songwriting challenge where you had to write, produce, and film a video for it all in 24 hours. And my bandmate and I, we both worked on the song. My manager and his brother, we all like came in, and we all had stuff to do that day. I just came from a 3-hour show, and my bandmate came from a 3-hour show. Everybody else was at work doing stuff, and we all came in, and we did this songwriting challenge. And the theme was like, it had to be about summer. And I was like, no, scratch that. I'm not going to do that. I want to do something that's like after summer. Like, what about like, because nobody's going to talk about after summer. They're just going to talk about pina coladas and girls. So I was like, what if we do something that's like, like after summer depression? And everybody was on board with it. So we came up with a guitar melody per usual, and then we started to write those lyrics. And it's kind of just like an after summer affair. That's kind of what it's about. And I have no idea where that came from because I never had a mingle with somebody during the summer.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where that came from, but it made a good song. So we didn't win the contest, but we wrote the song, we produced it, and we filmed a whole music video for it, and we didn't win the contest. But it turns out that they weren't talking about like an actual music video. They just wanted a video of us singing it.
Okay.
So I guess they thought that it was like overdone, or that there was no way that we did it in 24 hours, but we did it in 8 hours actually. And I'm still salty about it because we worked really hard on it for those 8 hours, but that's okay.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. Well, I'll tell you what, let's take a listen and we'll come back and talk some more. Okay.
Awesome.
All right, everybody, check this out. Here we go.
Still fleeting, left me at the scene. All I wanna know is, did you mean it? Summer nights talking, was I dreaming? Crying on my shoulder, now you're leaving. I just wanna fall into the deep end. Nothing lasts forever. I swear I hate September. Won't you treat me better? It's always been for you. It's always wanted to breathe in. I can see you breathing. My hands on your skin, forced to imagine. All I wanna know is, did you mean it? Summer nights talking, was I dreaming? Crying on my shoulder, now you're leaving. I just wanna fall into the deep end. Nothing lasts forever. I swear I hate September. Won't you treat me better this time? Dreams are worse than men. The times we used to spend. Let them be playing. Let them crash again. All I wanna know is, did you mean it? Summer nights talking, was I dreaming? Crying on my shoulder, now you're leaving. I just wanna fall into the deep end. Nothing lasts forever. I swear I hate September. Won't you treat me better this time?
This podcast is sponsored by Talkspace. You know when you're really stressed or not feeling so great about your life or about yourself? Talking to someone who understands can really help. But who is that person? How do you find them? Where do you even start? Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy to get the support you need. With Talkspace, you can go online, answer a few questions about your preferences, and be matched with a therapist. And because you'll meet your therapist online, you don't have to take time off work or arrange childcare. You'll meet on your schedule, wherever you feel most at ease. If you're depressed, stressed, struggling with a relationship, or if you want some counseling for you and your partner, or just need a little extra one-on-one support, Talkspace is here for you. Plus, Talkspace works with most major insurers, and most insured members have a $0 copay. No insurance? No problem. Now get $80 off of your first month with promo code SPACE80 when you go to Talkspace.com. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com. Save $80 with code SPACE80 at Talkspace.com.
So that was kind of a cool song. Thank you for sharing it with us tonight.
Yeah, thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So if fans want to catch you at some show, where can you tell them that you're going to be in the next couple months?
So right now we are working on putting together a tour, but those dates are not out yet or solidified. But if anybody wants to come see me, then you can go to my website, which is lovecallum, LUVCALLUM.com. And that should have all my social medias like linked on it. So you can go from there to social media if you want like previously updated stuff, because sometimes the website it's not like quick, you know?
All right. Tell us a little bit about your favorite decade. Is it 80s, 90s? Is it, pick any decade you want. Could be the 20s, could be the 30s, whatever you want.
It's hard to say because I was born in like 2007. So that was like the very like Y2K, the streaks in the hair, the low-rise jeans, the belts, the necklaces. That's a very good decade, but I really like the 80s. Something is so captivating about that decade. I know it wasn't like a great time for everybody, but it's the clothes. It's just the clothes and the vibes. They seem like, for some reason, they just seem better than the vibes today.
Listen, you don't have to justify with me. I'm an 80s child, so I love the 80s.
Yeah.
What do you think about songwriters nowadays?
Ooh, some of them shouldn't be songwriters, if that makes sense. And I feel like I'm swinging out the gate with this one because some people might not even like my songwriting. They might think it's trash. But honestly, I feel like we're moving away from real music. We're just kind of like writing songs that are, I went to the bagel shop, you didn't answer any of my texts, I found you cheating, I'm crying. Like that's what the songs are. And there's like no, like tell me a story.
Yeah.
But also don't be too specific, because when you're so specific, you pull away from anybody relating to what the hell you're talking about.
And that's the fine line, right? Like on the one hand, you're like, hey, I'm going to write a song about whatever. And sometimes it hits, but sometimes it doesn't because it's not relatable. So that's really important. Yeah, right.
Yeah. In all honesty, some of them shouldn't be songwriters. Some of them should be producers because they can create a melody or really make something out of just a melody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not everybody can be a songwriter and not everybody can be a producer.
Yeah, I watched this really interesting thing called, I think it was called Fake Famous or something on HBO. And it's fascinating how in the past people had a skill. You were a singer, you were a guitarist, you were a painter, whatever. Now people are just influencers and they don't have a skill. And they're talking about how they basically took some people that were almost nobodies and made them famous.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy. Like, you know, and I think everybody just thinks, oh, again, I don't want to call out any famous people, but they're like, oh, I'm going to make a song. And you're like, all right, I know she bought that.
Yeah.
I know she bought the music. She bought the lyrics. She had songwriting it's almost like just like a game for people to be able to say that I did that too, but it's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah, again, this is not pointed at anybody specifically ever. I'm never ever, but there are people that like shouldn't be, like they just should not be what they're trying to be, if that makes sense. like it's just not made for you, bro. Calm down.
And I hope to God you're not talking about me, right?
No, absolutely not. Never, ever, ever.
Off the air, she's going to be like, oh my God, I had this weirdest interview with this guy that.
This is a great interview. No, these questions are very original and very much appreciated because
No problem.
some people ask some weird ass questions.
Yeah. All right. I got a weird ass question for you. What's the coolest thing that's going to happen in the world this year? What's your prediction?
Yeah. Hopefully, ooh, the coolest thing can happen. I was gonna say like peace, like world peace, but that's probably never gonna happen.
Well, we could pretend, we can be optimistic and think it will.
We could try to be optimistic, but I guess realistically,
How about we go for world peace? I'm okay with that.
yeah, let's go for world peace. I hope.
Tell us about where people can find you, your website, your socials. Where can they find you online?
Yeah, you guys can find me on Instagram at LUVCALLUM. And my Facebook is just Callum, Callum, I believe. And if you want to find any other social medias like my Spotify, you can go to my website, which is LUVCALLUM.com.
I have a really serious question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Estimate how many windows are in LA.
Oh, I'm gonna say 900,000.
Again, you asked me for weird questions, so I just threw that out there. I have no idea. Somebody's got to Google it, but it's got to be more than 900,000, right?
I was gonna say 1 million, but I
feel
felt like that was a little excessive.
How many houses are in LA? I mean, it's got to be more than, I don't know. I would be shocked if somebody has the answer on Google, but I don't know. I would guess.
I want to see somebody message me and tell me what.
I would guess like 100 million, but who knows?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to have to Google that or walk around LA counting windows. And, you and I will just be we'll go viral for the wrong reasons that we made somebody do that.
I want someone to tell me how many windows there are in LA.
Yeah. So tell me something I don't know in the next 5 minutes.
Like you don't know what will happen in the next 5 minutes and I'm just going to be predicting it?
No, like something I just don't know. Before I let you go, you got to tell me something that I have no idea. And don't say songwriting or writing books or anything because you're going to insult me.
I guess that a lot of my drive and motivation comes from the loss of my father in music. And he passed away, but it's also a lot of it comes from his loss and the argument that I had with my biological sister. We don't talk anymore, and that's also another drive for my music is the loss of the two most important people in my life.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that hits home for me because that's the loss of my dad is what got me going down this journey. So I can relate.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the Songwriter Show. It was fantastic. I think the audience is going to relate to you a little bit, and I think you're pretty cool.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I think you're cooler.
Oh, thank you for lying.
I'm not lying.
So thank you to all the listeners out there for spending a little bit of your precious time with the two of us tonight. We know you have choices, and thank you for choosing us. My name is Sarantos. Please join me every single Tuesday evening to hear other awesome artists share their fascinating behind-the-scenes stories right here on the Songwriter Show on Reality Radio 101. I love you all. Have a great night.
We started with love, fun in the sun. Young on the run, we were the lucky ones. Things were easy and we held on tight. We kept on talking until we didn't. We lived in fear so full of hate. Lost in aches, no longer felt safe. Things got bad and we slept apart. No more anything, we just did. But we refused to give up. We didn't want to be apart. We climbed up out of our ruts, made a brand new start. The song of life has both high and low notes. We don't always get it right the first time, but if you don't quit, keep trying, like we did, you just might make it. We failed until we didn't. We failed until we didn't. Your story's the same, you're fighting too. Asking questions you don't want answers to. You swear you'll never taste a kiss again. You're just another couple in so much trouble. Yeah, you're like us, yeah, we've been there too. Running scared, hoping the prayers come true. But we wouldn't quit, kept working hard. Oh yeah, we did it, and you can too. But we refused to give up. We didn't want to be apart. We climbed up out of our rut, made a brand new start. The song of life has both high and low notes. You don't always get it right the first time, but if you don't quit, keep trying like we did, just might make it. Like we failed until we didn't. And everybody likes to be tough then, so keep trying. And everybody likes a little win. Keep on trying, never quit. The song of life has both high and low notes. You could always get it right the first time, but if you don't quit, keep trying, like we did, just might make it. Cause we too failed until we didn't. Failed until we didn't. I mean, I guess it's cliche, but they say quitters never win, right? And it felt like we were failing so many times, time and time again. But we just kept trying, and eventually we didn't.
Thank you for listening to The Songwriter Show. To keep the momentum going, head over to www.songwritershow.com and join our free music community of artists, songwriters, and producers. That's www.songwritershow.com.